Hey guys, it's Chase, and we are back for an all-new Down the Movies podcast. We've been gone for a week or whatever, so yeah, a week or so, and we are back. How's everybody been?
Feeling great.
Feeling chuffed? Yeah. Yeah. Any movie-going experiences you want to talk about? I mean, we did
Future ones.
Yeah.
Future ones, yeah.
Yeah.
We saw Spy over the weekend.
Right.
Love
it.
Better than we all thought it was going to be. And that's our review. We did it.
Review will come later.
We're planning on doing an actual review of that one, so look for that. But I know y'all review. But y'all said double feature Terminator 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And,
it's always fun.
And they screwed up the series themselves before we even got to Terminator Genesis. So this will be exciting.
We'll see what happens. But that's going to be.
It does say that he's 10 years old in the second one.
This is the thing, yeah. When the cop looks him up, it says he's 10 years old. It's supposed to be set in 94. So he would have actually been 9, but we'll let him squeeze that past. But there's no way that he was a 9 or 10-year-old.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Yeah.
I think they were just hoping that Edward Furlong looks so scrawny and young that you wouldn't think about him not being 10.
And his voice cracks.
They had to redub most of the movie because by the time they got to the end of filming, his voice had changed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, because he had a squeaky little girl voice.
Yeah.
I wonder when they were sitting there doing a casting, they're like, you know who's a good choice for Terminator? John Connor? Edward Furlong. Like, he came in there for the thing, and they're just like, oh, man, he's the best.
This is introducing Edward Furlong.
Yeah,
that was his first thing.
This is his first thing. How did they
Yeah.
find him?
Embarrassing.
He was at a boys' club, and somebody saw him.
kinda
How
creepy.
somebody saw him and thought, oh, that's the right boy to look like Michael Biehn and Linda Hamilton.
They were wrong from the start.
What are you doing at a boys' club anyway?
Yeah.
And during
Right, yeah, I know. We were
Creeper.
chilling in the schoolyard, and we found this little kid who looked
Yeah.
perfect. He was bathing in the background.
During Terminator, you know, Kyle says to her, he has your eyes. And I wrote on a little piece of paper, Edward Furlong does not have her eyes. And passed it to Michael.
Really? Like, nope, doesn't. Yeah, no.
Not in a trillion years.
It's awful. But it's a good movie.
Beady
You look
little
past
angry
it. Look
eyes.
past Edward Furlong, and you got yourself.
Yeah,
a good
and
movie.
some of the cheesy green screen effects, but
It is what it is.
yeah.
You can't do anything about that.
That's
No,
just
I
the
know.
time.
That's, yeah.
I know.
Whatever. But we'll get to that next week.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
because
special
because next week we will be seeing, or this week we're seeing the movie, and then we'll be doing a
Yeah.
review for next week. But of Terminator Genesis, so we'll see how that goes after we're done with it.
You're not going to know how happy you could be until you see Terminator Genesis.
I'm just going in for Daenerys. I gotta support her. Everyone else is just poo.
Yeah, the poster looks like a Marvel poster and a Terminator poster had a baby.
Because that's what they're trying to be now.
Yeah.
They're like, we
Yeah,
gotta
they're trying
compete.
to. They're trying
Yeah.
to.
Everyone's trying to compete with
I
Marvel.
read it's just a bunch of action sequences, just all put together. There's nothing
Doesn't
else
make
to
It
it.
sounds like you're gonna say accidents, and I believe that too.
Well,
Just a bunch of
That
was
accidents that turned into a movie.
The whole
was
thing
about
is
to.
an accident.
Like the whole movie was just poo. But basically, this week we will be discussing the good and the bad of using real effects. You know, using practical effects and them actually trying. Because this goes back to with Terminator, is kind of what brought it all on somewhat. Is these movies try too hard to use CGI to coexist with them not being able to build stuff, and people are lazy. Because if they could do it in the 70s and the 80s and shit the 60s, then they can do it now. They're just choosing not to because now they can get a computer to do it for me.
Yeah.
And who cares what it looks like as long as it makes money. So
And high tech, not always better.
it's not.
Not always more convincing.
right.
No, it's not. Yeah. Because I mean, even George Lucas, he did fine. He built all the characters, he built the scenes, and then he was like, no, let's CGI some people and let's put them back in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, no, brah, you did fine. you did fine, man. You had it going. So I guess we'll start off with the good. Everyone chill.
Yeah.
Everyone good.
Everyone is chill.
Everyone is chill. I am chill.
Yes.
All right.
Very chill.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, then I will start us off. My best practical effects in a movie, I would have to say, or just in the movie or scene or whatever, is Jurassic Park, because thank you. Thank you. That's for all my fan out there. Yeah.
All my fans.
All my fan. Well, basically, with Jurassic Park, obviously, dinosaurs aren't around anymore.
What?
I'm sorry, Michael. Jurassic World was not a documentary.
Who told told you that.
Right.
You're wrong. Look it up. As again, but that was the first time that wasn't like claymation or stop motion where they actually tried using dinosaurs in a movie. They made it scary again, and it's mostly because of the effects. They built life-size dinosaurs, or what they would assume would be life-size dinosaurs, and they actually use it for close-ups, which is even more terrifying. Is from far away, obviously they couldn't show them behind a robot dinosaur, so they CGI'd that stuff or used computer or whatever.
Yeah.
But everything when they're close up,
It was a good mix.
yeah, they did perfect, because anything that was far away, obviously.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Use it for the things that are impossible.
Yeah.
And do practical
But
and everything else.
But as a kid, or even now, it's terrifying in the fact that it looks like these people are in danger. Like the kids when the T-Rex is chomping through when he's pumping through the car.
Yeah.
The raptors when they're in the kitchen. It's like
they had guys wearing
raptor suits and walking through there, and it looked real, it looked fine, and just it looked like they were really being attacked by dinosaurs. And now it's even with Jurassic World I enjoyed it. But they did use more CGI dinosaurs than anything. There was only one time they used animatronic that I can think of that was in the movie, and everything else was kind of just, all CGI raptors, even like close-ups of Homeboy with them. So, even they felt like they needed to do it, even though they've already proven they didn't need to.
Yeah, and I kind of wish they would have gone more the original Jurassic Park route.
Yeah, they did so good kind of paying homage in parts that you'd think they would do that. And I was hoping they would more, but it didn't take away from it. It
was still good, but I like the idea that somebody was hands-on, right there, working with these things.
Yeah.
And I think we've talked about it before, from an actor standpoint, it's got to be easier.
Yeah, right.
When you've got something in front of you.
Yeah, so basically like Mark Wahlberg or Sheila Booth talking to giant robots. It's like, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine? Because you're supposed to be, like, talking to them, but you're not talking to anything. It's like if I'm just walking around all day, looking up, talking all day.
Somebody just put a dot on a tree.
Yeah, and they're like, just
follow that.
Follow that. Look at it. Would you want to do that?
No.
A little quieter, please.
No. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But Jurassic Park, came out in 93, right? Yeah. Okay, so 93, they built all that. Steven Spielberg knew exactly what he wanted to do, and it still holds up. So that's just proof that they're amazing. They're awesome.
Time and care means longevity. They can. These movies can still look great.
And I don't know if it's because it's harder to they feel like they need it to scare people. I don't get with movies like, you know what I mean? Because that stuff was scary, But I don't know if they tried it now. If people would just be like, "Oh, that's not real." Well,
the first one was
scary.
Yeah.
Damn it. You know what I mean? Like, if you watched the first one all the way through as an adult for the first time recently, and you were not scared, but you were like at parts because it's terrifying.
It looks real.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one scares me more than any.
They did a really good job.
They did a good job because you believe that T-Rex is right there. You believe that it's going to eat those kids. The raptors, you really... Like, one of the scariest scenes of that movie is when that dude... we maybe tease it, but, he's looking at the very end of...
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler... No, when he's... The one guy's looking real far away at a raptor, and the other one just goes and pops up right here, and he's just like, oh, shit. Because it looks like a raptor's right there.
Yeah.
A girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just...
I know.
It looks terrifying.
I know.
And then they built that little dinosaur that kills the dude from Seinfeld, Newman. They, you know what I mean? They built that thing and they had him sitting there and he goes, and that they actually built a thing that shot the little side webs out and made it look like that was terrifying. It made it rattle
attention to detail.
It sounded like a rattlesnake because they did read that that's what it would sound like because it's the same kind of thing as a rattlesnake. So it's just it's terrifying. And they did a great job.
Educational and terrifying.
Yeah, right? And so it was, and a good example of this, too, was when we watched Walking with Dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. It was live action, and we thought it was, I don't know what we thought it was going to be, but it was like an educational thing for kids, filming on real locations, but all the dinosaurs were CGI. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, but...
That's a ringing endorsement.
Weren't
the dinosaurs animated though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were CG. They were CG.
Yeah. But they were.
But they were in real. They were in real spots.
But sometimes CG stuff is meant to make it look real. Mm-hmm. They didn't look real at all.
We were mad because we were because they were talking to each other, but their mouths weren't moving. So we're like,
no.
yeah, so we're like, where?
I can just see y'all watching this.
They were
We
out.
literally, because we thought, because there was a movie called Dinosaurs that came out where they did a similar thing Disney did a long time ago.
Yeah.
And they filmed in real spots around the world, but they went back and they put the dinosaurs. But it was because it was like a kid movie, and that's what we thought this one was because it was on sale for like $9. And so it was good. Like, we were like, as a learning tool for kids, it was good. It was good because it was like they would stop in the
If
middle of it.
I were 4, this
I
would
would
be
love
great.
it. Yeah, pretty much. Because like a dinosaur would walk up and it would stop, and a little kid would be like, Triceratops, blah 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 blah, and then it would say like a species, blah blah blah, and then it would go back to the movie, and I'm just like, we're watching.
It's
we're
almost
watching
like
a Discovery show.
Like if you watch like Blue's Clues as an adult.
Yeah, right. Do you know
yeah.
where Boots is? And you're like,
It's meant for a
It's right
certain
there.
group.
You love
Yeah.
how positive that is, though. Not, this would be great if I were 4. It's if I were 4, this movie would be great.
Yeah.
Like,
and we watched it, and we're like, it is what it is. You know, like we watched it, and it wasn't bad. We thought it was something else. But back to the CGI. I don't know where
The
the hell I'm going right
serious
now.
adult movie night.
Yeah. Let's learn tonight, honey. Yeah. We don't need to have fun. We need to learn.
I've got Sesame Street Christmas.
Yeah. But that just goes back to CGI. They felt like they had to,
Yeah.
the locations and the scenes and stuff in it were awesome looking. Just, they felt like they couldn't just let me have a guy in a suit and just.
Yeah, just slap a little drawing of a dinosaur or something.
Yeah. Jeez. All right. Well, that's mine. Jurassic Park. We can all agree.
Yeah.
It's all done.
Alright.
All right, Caitlin. Top that.
Okay. I don't know if y'all heard his little
I got my
mic
little
dropping.
boom mic.
Oh my gosh. No, but mine for good practical effects is going to be Wizard of Oz.
Yay!
Which Michael tells me came out in 39.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
The source.
I didn't know
Yeah,
until
not-
today.
Yeah.
But
Amazing effects when you think about that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
that was
saying,
a
like,
long time ago, and I didn't
39.
honestly, I didn't even think about it before until recently when I was trying to figure out what my good practical effects would be, that all of that they made. I just never really thought about it. That's a lot of stuff to build,
They
like, the
built
whole
their own
land of
little town.
Oz and all the little town for the Munchkins and everything. Munchkin Land, that's what I was thinking. Munchkin
That land
Land.
for Munchkins. What's it called?
I said town.
Small town.
Yeah, small
Munchkin
town,
Land and all the
Yeah.
Oz, all of that, and all the monkeys and everything.
the monkeys
Those
are
were
people
like
in
real
suits
suits and everything.
you know.
Yeah.
But it looked believable for the time, and it still,
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
most part,
it
it still
still looks
holds
better
up.
to
Yeah.
me than Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Oz is.
Yeah, that one is very fake looking.
Yeah.
Like,
It
it
was
is a cool
nice to look
movie,
at.
but
It was-
everything was
yeah, it was all
very
fake.
Yeah.
It's fake
animated.
nice. It's like when you look at a really nice painting. It's not the real thing, but it's nice to look at.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, wow.
You're
Yeah.
happy you rented it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they had to make all of the costumes, obviously. I knew that. I just didn't think about the backgrounds and everything. But pretty much making everything, that's really impressive.
The witch. They
Yeah.
just put a fake nose painted her green.
And what about, like,
looks
all
better than Mila
the,
Kunis.
I
She
guess
was-
all the
Yeah.
scenes where she
was
has...
CGI, right? Most of her?
Lots
Lots of her was.
when she made the facial changes.
Yeah, facial
Yeah.
changes, and like when it first shows her, she like is crawling up like this, and she's not really Mila Kunis. So
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the first one is definitely better.
Yeah.
But
Pink Ogre.
whenever, like, the witch just disappears into the green smoke and everything, they probably, I guess, did all that themselves, too.
yeah, they just
Yeah.
probably puffed
Just
the smoke and
different.
they're like, come here, hurry.
Had
Yeah.
like a drop away, maybe.
Yeah,
Trapdoor.
Yeah.
Like that.
but like,
But that's a lot of work
like
to build all the sets, especially from having experience doing plays and stuff. I know, like, if you're going to do anything like that, it takes
Yeah.
a lot of work to build
Yeah.
those things, to paint them, and do all the work for that. So for a whole movie, that's really good.
And
Yeah.
you know, for 39, they had to build a Tin Man and a guy dressed as a lion.
Yeah,
and
didn't they? They
Yeah.
were spraying with something, and it was covering up. It was like covering up all his pores, and he had hard.
Yeah,
he had hard
the original paint was suffocating him.
Yeah, there you go.
So they had to change paint because
Yeah.
they were just basically sealing him in there with silver paint.
And you're like,
right.
Oh.
It was killing him.
jeez.
But yeah, they look great.
Yeah,
they
and like
still
when
look great.
the scarecrow
Lion
like
and-
breaks in half or whatever like that, and she's
Yeah.
like stuffing him back in.
Yeah.
It's like obviously I'm sure they put his legs through a trapdoor or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
but I
But
mean
it
it
still
looked
looks-
like
It
know.
looks
Yeah.
very real.
Yeah, so for the
They did
time
good.
and for what they had to do, it looked great.
Yep.
Yeah. They did a very good job.
And
So-
proof, 39, they weren't lazy
Yeah.
and built their own shit.
Yep.
Yeah, and they probably worried about it more because they could
Yeah.
do so little technologically. You know, so it
So, like,
did
we have
have
to
to be a
really
lot.
That
try.
was wasn't that one of the first ones that was in color too?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
'cause
they had to be extra worried about it. You couldn't just
Yeah.
be black and
you
white.
couldn't hide it behind.
It throws
some
me off
stuff
that it's been.
nobody noticed.
It came out in '39 because I remember we saw that set that was like 70-year anniversary, and I'm like, what? Because that movie's
Yeah.
been around
You're
so
like,
long.
there wasn't movies 70
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
I thought the world
Talkies
started when
were
I was
around.
born. No, man.
Gosh.
But you know what I mean? Like, you don't think about it because these movies have been
Yeah.
around so long. Anyone who's 70 or younger grew up with Wizard
Yeah.
of Oz. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Papa was 9.
Yes, there you go. See?
The same age as Linda Hamilton and Kyle Reese's son in the second Terminator.
Man.
Or like what they would want him to be.
God.
Jeez, that's pretty crazy. Good choice. Look at
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Thank you.
and that's why they can still show it in theaters. It's still enjoyable
Yeah,
to watch.
exactly.
It's not like
Yeah,
You
I
watch-
think that's one
this
that will
old
always
bitty.
hold up.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I'm
That's
impressed with you right now.
you are because
Like, I
you
don't
thought harkening back to '93 was a while ago.
Yeah, I was like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk about when I was 2 years old.
cast your mind back.
Yeah, but now I'm really going to talk about when I was negative 20 something.
What?
Keep
going.
Negative
Yeah, I
20
know.
something?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
No, I got
All
confused because we said that it was 70. No, because it said it was.
We figured that much.
Yeah, no, because it said it was because we're talking about I was 70 years old, so I was thinking 1970. So I was like,
Aw.
I got confused. I'm
Let's
like,
move on
I'm going to
before, you
bed,
say,
yeah.
before you
Yeah.
say
I
anything
like
else. Let's move
numbers.
You can't do any more math live.
1 plus 3 equals chicken feed.
Just divide 0 by 0. Jay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Cookie Monster's upset because he has his own cookies and you have no friends. God. All right, so
Darla.
let's do it.
All right, for wonderful, wonderful practical effects, I have got to talk about An American Werewolf in London
Yay, yay!
from 1981.
Good
Yeah.
stuff right there.
And predominantly one scene. But that
Yeah.
one scene earned this guy, oh my God, I should know his name. I did know his name. I was talking about it.
Yeah, no, I can't
Damn it, Starla.
It was the very first movie to get an Oscar for makeup effects, and it was also the same year the category was created, so it has its own record for being the very
Yeah,
first
that's
one.
awesome.
But
It deserves it.
the
Yeah.
transformation scene with David Naughton becoming a werewolf is just horrific.
Yeah, it's
And it's
awful.
horrific now, and it's
Yeah.
been,
It's awful.
it won't top 1939, but it's been a while.
Rick Baker.
Yeah.
That's right. Rick Baker got the Oscar, and they did all kinds of molds and casts of David Naughton's whole body, so that they could stretch it and change it. They did, electronics and for the hairs growing and all that type of stuff, and he really wanted to keep it kind of hidden. He was, I'm sure nervous. He was like
Yeah.
in his early 30s, and his entire team was in their teens.
Oh, God.
So he
Yeah,
was
a bunch
very
of kids
nervous.
doing
They had
this.
never done it. And John Landis wanted it to be in the center of an apartment in broad daylight. And so they had to work this out and just to be able to pull that off. And
Yeah.
everything David Naughton was in each piece except for the face being punched out to show the snout growing.
Yeah.
But he
yeah.
was there for all of it. And it was a week's worth of filming to get this one little segment that
Yeah, just a
takes
couple
like
minutes.
2 minutes,
Wow.
almost 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But
It's so painful.
It's a
to watch.
Yeah.
it's a creepy scene to watch
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
because
completely.
it looks like it's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
Like he looks at his hand and it's in there
It's
just like
stretching.
yeah, and they
Yeah.
did it the best way possible. If you make molds of his entire body, then it is technically his hand, even though it's not the one attached to him.
Yeah.
So it looks like it belongs with him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
oh
it was
my
great.
gosh, and it's still amazing to watch.
yeah, it's a good movie. You can see his wiener.
Yes, yes, and that little interesting side fact that
Little?
was a point of contingency because David Naughton, I don't know if he's changed this since, but he's not circumcised,
Oh,
and he was
God.
meant to be Jewish in the movie. So they tried to keep it to a minimum, showing his thing because it would make sense for the character.
Jeez.
But, that little side fact
Yeah.
for you.
Little fact.
Everyone go watch the movie and pause it and look at his wiener. That's history.
And he says the most painful part was doing the contacts because contacts were glass then. So he said that was the most painful
hell
part.
no.
No.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
No.
It's shattered.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
love you, home.
but I mean that type of detail.
Yeah.
And Rick Baker was working on another movie when John Landis called him to do this movie. So he left his assistant in charge of that movie he left. The movie he left was The Howling.
Wow.
And that has another awesome transformation. So
he just had some good werewolf stuff going on.
Yeah,
Good
just
stuff.
very lifelike, very... I can't even imagine where you would start with some of these things.
Yeah, I know. I'd walk in there and have, like, just an actor looking at me like, all right, where do we go?
Yeah,
I
I don't know what to do.
Let's just get your arm and stretch it.
And based on this, Michael Jackson saw An American Werewolf in London and got John Landis and Rick Baker to work on Thriller.
Oh.
So all the transformation, makeup, and all that in Thriller was done by him as well.
That's cool.
Look at that.
So,
That's pretty bitchin'.
Back when people cared about their craft. And
Exactly. And we'll get to when people don't.
Yeah, when they just rush the job.
Yeah, they're just like,
yeah.
All right, good job. Look at that.
Nice. Very nice.
Miguel.
Alright. For my choice, I picked probably the most recent one. I picked the new Mad Max. Fury Road. I'm just so impressed that I think it was like 80% of the effects were practical. Like the only ones that weren't were, of course, the sandstorm and then her arm.
Because she still has an arm.
Yeah, they're not gonna cut off
They're
a
not
limb.
gonna cut off
They're not
So,
that
like, them swinging
dedicated.
around, I
Yeah.
told her, I was like, them swinging around and everything.
Yeah, I know. They
people
had
do
people do that, and they had. I think they ended up spending like 3 years getting everything all worked out. Like there was one part where the area that they chose was supposed to be a desert wasteland, but it rained a lot, and they had all these flowers, so they had to wait for all the flowers
Can
to
you
die.
imagine? It's like,
Had to wait for
Flower
all to
delay.
die. Yeah, so they could film it. But yeah, he spent like at least 3 years making it.
I can't believe that people weren't killed
That's
or
what I'm saying.
something.
They were
I mean,
doing some crazy
just
stuff.
swinging around and
Watching
jumping.
That
Yeah,
video,
the
it made me
polecats.
exhausted. I was
Yeah.
like,
Where he's on the top and he turns, and that's him. He turns around and he sees that big rig, explode and flip over.
Yeah,
I haven't seen anything in movies like that. I mean, even in the original Mad Max movies. you
Yeah.
know, he had some crazy stunts in that one, but nothing like this.
Yeah, and I think lots of times people forget about stunt work as practical
people
effects.
Yeah, because stunt actors are actually doing all that.
Yeah, like what's her face from Grindhouse, the girl who's always Uma Thurman stunt double.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she did all that.
She
stuff.
did all that stuff where they did Ship's Mast in the car.
and
that was all her.
Death Proof.
Death Proof. Yeah.
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 Because that type of thing, they really go to CG a lot in movies now for any kind of.
It's like,
there's gonna be a body
so,
thrown. Just
just make
Tom
make a
Cruise
fake
is gonna be
gun.
looking at you in the camera, then we're gonna pan back.
Yeah.
Have CGI him jump in the air. All good.
Yeah.
You know, I know he
But
does his stuff too, but I
Right.
just mean,
Yeah.
it's just like they feel like they pan out, they
Mhm.
just do it. They're like, all right, whatever.
But I think there's a trend now where they are going back to practical effects.
Yeah,
with
I'm
Mad
really
Max
tickled about that.
In Star Wars, there's supposed to be a lot more
And
practical
like,
effects
we've talked
where they
about
actually
Marvel,
build the
too.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Marvel.
All Marvel's been doing pretty
Yeah.
well, except for Ant-Man.
Yeah. Well.
We'll
But
get there.
Give it a
but
chance.
James Gunn says that it's really great.
Yeah. Did you read that?
Mhm.
Yeah, he loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
I know he's works for Marvel.
Yeah, I
But
can't.
But he's also kind of a loudmouth, so
Yeah.
I trust him.
yeah, he's been pretty
Well,
open
and
about it.
seriously, I'm sure it's good, but the trailer. I'm
Paul
not
Rudd.
sold. I'm not sold from the trailer. The trailer makes me nervous.
You didn't think the whole train thing was?
That was funny, but
Yeah.
I don't want to go to Ant-Man just to laugh at a train falling over.
That's harsh.
No, it'll be okay. We're all gonna see it, and we'll walk out
Yeah.
there going, "That was bitchy." You know what I mean?
so.
Like
Yeah.
we'll walk out loving it.
I mean,
so.
I really had my doubts about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought,
Okay.
oh God.
A tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I,
Yeah.
I can't sing enough praises about that movie, so
And did y'all see the name of the second one?
Mhm.
yeah.
Volume 2.
Thought it was kind of cute.
Yeah, it fits.
Just that's all it is. It's funny.
It fits.
It's like it's awesome mix. Oh. Yeah,
But
Matt-
yeah, it's
Matt,
a trend now in movies to use. I mean, yeah, Groot and Rocket have to be CG.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
that's-
everything else for the most
yeah,
part, they
why
only use it when
not?
they had to. That's the thing.
Mhm.
Use it when you have
you
to.
have
Obviously
to.
for space or backgrounds or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
But if it's like something you can make, just do it.
Yeah,
Or if you
why
can paint
not?
somebody's body, just paint somebody.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I when we saw Guardians and the aliens kept walking by and they were just people either painted different
Yeah.
colors or stuff on
Right.
them. Or,
It felt very Star Wars like.
Yeah,
Because the
it's
original
like,
Star Wars movies, it was dudes in suits. I don't
Right.
get the problem.
yeah.
Right.
So you just
You know?
paint people different colors and you're chill.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
it's like
it's
whatever.
got to be cheaper.
Yeah, just right. We're gonna buy some paint.
Right.
Yeah,
So you
spend the money where you need it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Throw all that money at Groot and
Groot.
Rocket.
Because look at
Rocket,
Green
right.
Lantern. They had a millions and millions and millions of dollar budget.
It was 150.
Do I have
Yeah.
to look at it?
Yeah.
But like they had a lot of money for their effects, and it looked bad. It was awful because of CGI.
Yeah.
They did a
It can
CGI
run.
mask. The mask needs to be CGI.
Yeah, that to me is
Come on.
useless. Why do that?
Oh, I think I want to change mine.
Oh.
No, that was, there was nothing practical in that movie.
Yeah,
so it's
the whole
hard-
thing.
Yeah. Ugh. But no, good choice. There you go. Mad Max.
Woohoo!
I'm impressed with this. I feel like we
Yeah.
should go get some ice cream after this.
we gave a wide variety of movies, different eras, different styles, but
Feel
all
good?
practical.
Yeah.
Confident? Ready to roll? You
Just
ready
chuffed.
to complain about yours?
Do it.
Yes.
I know. See, it's fun to bitch about the movie. All right, so next we're be talking about obviously the bad, because we always end with bad because we always talk more about the bad. You know what I mean? Like we talk more about the bad ones
Yeah,
than we do the
we
good ones.
like-
This is
we
kind
like
of
to
depressing,
rant.
but yeah. But mine for the bad one. Wow, I just completely forgot. Okay, yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
So bad.
We've been talking about it already. Okay, yeah, I remember now. Okay, Terminator, the first one. I when you watch that movie for the first time, right? Rather it be when it came out or
Paint a
when you're
picture
younger,
for us.
you don't notice things like you don't pay attention. Who just automatically pays attention to stuff like that? And at
Yeah.
the time, it was something new you hadn't seen before, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, look at it.
And
But-
in 1984, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
and now they did what they could, I guess. But then they had other movies proven that they can
Yeah.
do better. And we had talked about this, where it's like they're looking for the likeness of Arnold, right? And this goes back to the one scene, because it's just this one scene that just
Yeah.
grinds
But it
my
can ruin a
gears.
movie.
But it can ruin a movie. And going back to it recently, it's like the scene where he's just falling apart. He's in the bathroom or whatever, and he's got to dig his eye out. And then it shows him, and it's just awful looking. It's like it's
Yeah.
just like it's my second runner-up when it shows like Poltergeist, when it's like this obvious fake head,
Yeah.
just like real hands just going like this. Like
You know-
it was something similar to that, where it's like, okay, it's his, he's going up there and he's pulling it out, but it's just
Yeah.
like this awful-looking Arnold head that I never want to see again.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
never want
I
to see
don't
that
get
again.
it.
It was awful looking.
And they used it in the second one, too.
Yeah. When
We
they're coming out of
noticed.
Cyberdyne,
Uh,
they're shooting them.
it's awful. It's
I d-
awful.
I don't understand why, because there were a lot of shots in there where it was like a side view and showed him with the knife.
Yeah.
Or a
yeah.
close-up on the eye, and it looks really
Well, that's
real.
what I'm saying. Like,
So why not
Stick
just
with
use
that.
those?
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they had the.
And
they
be
had
done.
or just don't show it, and just
Yeah.
where it's like the side view where he's going like this or
Yeah.
whatever, and then just have it where it's like it's out.
Yeah.
And
he puts on his glasses, done.
Done.
You get it.
But you don't need it, because then if you try to show us him doing it, it's like if I just grabbed if I went to the store, grabbed a doll, and just went, what I mean? It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as it's almost bad when you see The Rock for the first time in Scorpion King. It's like they couldn't have just
It's that bad.
like they felt like
Nothing
they
is
felt like
that bad.
they felt like they had to do it. Like you couldn't just have The Rock come out.
There
Wouldn't that be
wasn't-
cheaper?
There
Yeah.
wasn't
Have The Rock come
one
out.
portion of that scene, though, that I could say, okay, cut to this, okay, it's better. At least in the Terminator one, had they cut out a couple of things, they could have, it would have been high and tight. The Rock and this, no.
But with Terminator, it's like this was the prime example of a time when they tried to build it,
Yeah.
but they didn't need to. They didn't even need to try anything.
Yeah, they
Just-
overdid it.
Just have Arnold go in there. I mean, like you said, most of the scene is real Arnold.
Yeah.
Up until he needs to just poop his eye out. It's like it's awful looking.
And the stuff they did with his arm when he was repairing his arm
Because
looked
his repairing
great.
his arm looked good. It really
So
looked
there
like
was
it was him.
plenty there.
Yes, plenty of effects that look like it could. I mean,
Yeah.
shit, the robots. They built
Yeah.
the robots too, and that
Yeah,
looked just
that
fine.
looked great.
But you couldn't master Arnold Schwarzenegger's face.
Yeah. And if you can't, don't.
Yeah.
He's too well known. Maybe at the time of Terminator he wasn't, but I think he was.
Yeah, I mean,
We've
maybe
been looking
he
at him
was.
the whole movie.
Yeah, it's like we know
Yeah.
him. We got his face memorized.
Yeah, we're gonna know.
And I just imagine. I wish I could have saw it for the first time in the theater. You know what I mean? Like when it was
Yeah.
coming out, me just going, because I know I would be sitting there watching it, just be like, oh, this is awesome. Oh, he's gonna take his eye out. Wait, like
Is that-
I just
is that a
is
doll?
that a doll? What is that? Is that what?
You're not fooling me.
Yeah, man. You can only say so much about that scene, but it just looks like.
Yeah, he's never seen it because he can't handle
never seen
eye
it?
stuff.
No, I can't.
Michael,
He closes his eyes.
Michael, come on, dude.
I'm gonna throw up right
Kaylin, I know we're doing that too right after that. Yep. You gotta see how bad. You gotta see how bad it is. You gotta see it.
It's on all the lists.
It's on. It's a good
has to
movie.
talk about it.
It's a good movie.
I take your word for it.
It's not as bad as the stunt doubles in Terminator 2.
I'm gonna find a picture of it. I won't show Michael. I'm gonna show.
Do not do that.
Hey,
I don't
go
want
ahead.
to see that.
You're good.
Please don't do that.
No, it'll be after. I'm not gonna be. Just trust me. Go ahead and talk about yours. All right, I'm done.
He's such a turd.
Are you really done?
Yeah, I'm done. I mean, yeah. Anyone who's listening to this who's seen Terminator, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know where my hate is for that scene. Yes. Because it just looks so bad. So I don't need to talk about it. Honestly, I don't need to say a lot about mine. Because anyone who's seen it knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You can picture it. You can instantly picture what I'm talking about and go, yeah, that's a shit scene, man.
It was wrong.
It's awful.
Okay. Shouldn't have happened.
So my bad practical effects is Wild America that came out in '97.
Look, okay, see, look, hang on.
Interrupting.
Look at how bad that looks. That's
it looks fake.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody else can see this.
Because he's not digging anything out. I know, but they know. You don't know. They know, but you don't know. It's awful looking.
Now everybody knows.
Right.
It's just shit, man.
Except those who are listening.
It's just awful. It hurts my feelings. All right, we're back. All right, Wild America, go for it. Sorry, you needed to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You're better for seeing it. Yeah.
Okay, so Wild America.
Woohoo!
Anyways,
sorry, real quick. I think there's some chasing.
What? I'm done.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
No, I keep getting interrupted.
Okay, all right,
what
I'm
is
sorry.
the point?
No, I'm sorry. No, go for it. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be quiet now. I just wanted to say.
No.
Hey, okay. I'm sorry. Come on. Wild America. Let's talk about Wild America.
You have to talk about it though because it's so stinky bad.
Come on. I'm sorry. I was just trying to.
I can't remember what it was. Tell me.
Chase your band.
Yes.
I just rewatched Wild America and it does not hold up from when you're a kid to now. The effects are so bad. They start out, first of all, they have these bears that are just people in costumes. You know, they're supposed to be in this scene in this cave where they just found all these bears. It's the cave of 1,000 bears, and they're supposed to be scary, and it's just all these people standing there like, rah! Like, it's just ridiculous. They're so fake looking. You can tell it's just a bunch of people standing around in a big bear costume hovering. So that was one of just the top worst things. Second, biggest movie, just no ever. They show these snakes in the cave, and there's this big rattlesnake that looks really fake, and then there's another one all coiled up, and it's, rattling at them and hissing. Well, they look down, and you see it bobbing its head up and down with a little stick that they're holding, and moving the snake up and down like a puppet. Who does that? Where you can just see
I can't believe
nobody
noticed.
Or something.
It's pretty bad.
It's
bad.
really bad.
We need to just show them that part before they leave.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
It's awful. And there were some things in that were okay, but considering it came out in '97, and then you have like The Wizard of Oz that came out in '39, and they did so much better.
Yeah.
The effects were awful. They did fake with the bears. Most of the animals were fake. The snakes were fake. What else were we saying?
The moose.
Yeah,
he's right. Well, we didn't really talk about it, but one thing I noticed too with effect-wise was when Jonathan Taylor Thomas is on the moose's horns, and he's running away. It's like the most awful-looking doll that's on that moose. Like it's not because clearly it's like they got a doll version of him, put it on the moose's horn, slapped it on the ass, and made it run.
Yeah.
And then so you see this fake doll that because it has like that
it's like the
it's like the messed up hair. It's not even really, you know what I mean? It looks like they put a wig on.
When Freddy pulls.
And I'll say that's on a lot of people's list too. Is that doll being sucked through the door? But
that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, and tell them about there's a lot of technical errors, like not even just effect wise, but just like
I'm
editing
having trouble remembering certain
or like
things
the toothbrush thing.
Oh yeah, we noticed that he's sitting here trying to get revenge on his brothers, John Taylor Thomas. He's like, gets his brother's toothbrushes and scrubs them in the toilet. He grabs a yellow and an orange brush, and then he puts them back in the cups that they go in. And later, they're all in the bathroom brushing their teeth together, and one of the brothers is using a yellow one, and the other one's using a green one, and he's using the orange one.
And he's laughing. He's laughing.
Yeah, it doesn't
He's
matter.
laughing like, haha, I got you
and
guys.
he's using one of the ones
But
that
it's
he
the wrong
supposedly
tooth-
scrubbed in the
yeah,
toilet.
it's
So
the
they
wrong
didn't even
toothbrush.
pay attention to that. It's like, really,
it's like-
they didn't
it's
care.
like
They just
effects.
threw everything together.
Yeah, effects, little details, and editing were like the worst in this movie. But you watch it, and when you watch it, when it ended, we're like, well, for what we remember it being, it made us happy for watching. Because, you know, when you watched it before, it's like, oh, this is just a fun little, like,
Yeah,
adventure
it's
thing.
funny and it's good for, like, nostalgic reasons, but just effects-wise and things that you notice, technical errors that they just didn't think about at all, it's really bad.
It's bad. Watch it
So
again.
if you haven't seen it, go watch it
That's your
and
homework.
look for those things.
That's your homework. Watch it again.
Well, you think I own Wild America?
I think you should. I think you should own Wild
I
America.
saw it in the theater, but I didn't. I
That's what I'm
didn't
saying. Like,
see the
when we were,
things.
and like I told
Yeah.
Caitlin, when we were younger, why would we notice stuff like that? Like, I
Yeah.
never once was thinking, oh, he's brushing his teeth with the wrong color. It's, oh, he's got this, you know, that kind of thing. And with the snakes, I never was looking for awful looking
just didn't
snakes.
pick
I
up
was just,
on it.
and the bears were scary because they did like real footage of bears and then like backward shots of people in suits.
It's like he wandered in on a furries convention.
Yeah.
It's really
Which is
bad.
terrifying.
But
Yeah. Oh man. But Wild America's a good choice for the fact that they just get a snake and throw it in a pit.
Yeah.
There's snakes all over the place. Go to Texas. Don't sneeze. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Wait.
They can't see you. I'm calling you out.
And you know what? It went away, and so had you.
That's how you do it. You scare the sneeze back. What you want to do is you want to sneak up on that sneeze, make it go back, and just like.
So it's more like
gosh.
Plastic
Bow,
America.
bow.
pretty much.
Huh?
Plastic America.
Plastic America.
Not a little wild to
Yeah.
No.
Fake America.
Fake America. It's pretty bad.
Cheap, fake America.
But yeah, anyone who feels like going to Wild America and just counting all the mistakes with it, I want to know. Because we talked about doing that, and I was like, I don't know if I want to watch it again to watch the mistakes and like count it, because we were like, we should
And
do a
you
video.
can't count Devin Sawa's hair. That doesn't count as a mistake.
Yeah, Devin Sawa's hair.
Did they do everything wrong with that?
I don't think they need to. It'd be awesome.
Would it be an hour long?
We should do it.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'd watch it again just for the fact that we would have to really nitpick though. We'd have to like
Just make a
pay
list
attention
of
to
everything wrong with.
everything.
Yeah.
That would be good. We could do it.
It's all
It
bad.
sounds like you'd have plenty.
Good old Mountain Dew. Come on, fart game.
No. Starla.
Yeah. All right, Sarah,
my
you're
God.
up.
Well, I'm very torn because there's obviously some very awful, bad practical effects out there. You know, a lot of scary movies come to mind where it's just very obvious it's not. Obviously, they haven't killed somebody, but you know.
But
But I chose, just for one little nitpicky part, Ghostbusters. And I feel very bad
you
because
should.
I love Ghostbusters with all my heart.
Well, it's not the
Lots of
movie.
people do.
It's
Yeah, it's
just
not the
this-
movie,
it's
and it
just
doesn't
the scene.
take
Well,
away from the movie.
And so much of, and the reason this stands out is because so many of the effects are so wonderful.
Right. They set
You
the
know?
bar high.
Yes, the library ghost is great. Slimer even still looks really good. All the ghosts that come back,
Stay
the
puffed.
cab drivers stay puffed for the
Yeah.
most part. I mean, but okay, the demon dogs. Anytime they're great when they're sitting still.
Yeah.
And apparently they had little ones that were clay for the movement, and they had big full-size ones that they made for any kind of interaction with the characters. You know, when Gozer pets Zool
Yeah.
on the head,
Or toss the jacket on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I know. I'm just like,
the
because I'm imagining all this happening, and I'm just like,
so they've got these beautiful full-size ones that bust out of the statue that, you know, for close-ups and that type of thing that look great. And then they've got the little clay ones that I'm sure did look great. But at the time, making little clay guys move against a green screen wasn't an exact science. So they'd have him lunge into the hall. And
That wasn't the worst one.
No, the worst one is him running
table.
across.
I thought the table was bad.
No, the table's way bad. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. And just these different little stinky stick out moments where it's so obviously not real. And I know there aren't really demon dogs.
Aww.
But
It's about time you finally admit that, so.
it's just sad when a movie does such a good job of putting you in it.
Yeah.
And you're there, and then that type of stuff happens, and you're like, oh.
Because it's a little defeating.
Yeah. So running across the street, jumping on the table at Rick Moranis' party, and jumping into the hall after the party.
So like you said, it's just a few things that just
But everything else is beautiful, and I feel also bad because I feel like the people really did work hard to make it look right. It's just technology wasn't there with them yet. Kind of like the Arnold thing, you know, and if technology isn't there with you yet, leave it. Just leave it out.
Just either work around where you don't need that to happen, or just try a tiny bit harder.
They could have Jawsed it and just done a lot of point of view camera for
Chasing
the demon
after
dogs.
him. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I would have been fine with
Save
that.
money, and it would have probably just like the Jaws view, you know.
Yeah.
A POV of Rick Moranis about to get eaten.
Yeah. And I think if you can't make it happen where it looks realistically, and you've done such a great job with the rest of the movie, just leave it. Don't push it. And of course I saw it in '84 and I was like 7, and so it was awesome and every inch of it was awesome. But as I get older, it doesn't hold up as well as I want it
Makes you sad
to.
a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, because everything else still looks great. So, little lesson for the practical effects folks out there. You know, I know you want to make something happen, but if it just can't happen, it's okay.
Don't do it.
Don't.
Save yourself
I think
ridicule.
the effects team of Wild America, Ghostbusters, and Terminator need to all get together.
Now, Wild America, that's a whole nother
That's
thing.
pretty bad.
Because they just, it
Because at
sounds
least-
like
That's
they
just being
got sleepy.
careless.
Well, it's like at least with Ghostbusters and Terminator, they tried. I think
Yeah.
they're just like,
for the most part.
Yeah.
it's like, you know, does anyone have a snake that moves? Let's just get a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Ghostbusters and Terminator, it was certain scenes.
Yeah.
With Wild America, it just sounds like they were just like, oh, it's just for kids to watch. Who cares? Just knock that little rubber snake with a
Yeah.
stick.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it does. It should still matter. It's still a job. It should still look like it's supposed to look.
Yeah. And then it was funny because watching them back, you know, they're sitting there looking at these snakes just terrified. And I'm like, Candy, how would you take that serious?
I feel embarrassed.
They look at you, you're Devin Sawa, right? And they go, hey, he's scared of this snake. And you just see a guy in the background going,
Yeah, nudging a little
Yeah.
rubber snake.
be awful.
Yeah, that would be tough.
It's pretty
We
bad.
didn't watch Ghostbusters. When was the last time we watched it? We all watched it together, but I can't remember.
Yeah,
when I watched
not
it.
too
'Cause
long ago.
that scene was pretty intense.
Yep.
Do you remember that little dog she's talking about?
Yeah, I think so.
It's pretty
Yeah.
bad. 'Cause I remember teasing it when we watched it.
Yeah, you made fun of it, and I feel bad because it's like my child.
Well, I'm not making fun of your childhood or the movie. It's just like you just said. It's just
Yeah,
they poop like Terminator.
Compared
Terminator's a
to
good
everything
action movie,
else.
but it's just a poo scene.
yeah. Compared to everything else, that's the problem. Had they done kind of middle of the road with all the effects, then that wouldn't stick out so bad. But they did really great with all the other
Yeah.
effects.
Building a Stay Puft.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All
Michael,
right.
let's end it good.
Yeah.
Bring it home.
Not bad. Yeah. Well, someone mentioned Jaws earlier, and that was gonna be my pick for best.
But now it's your worst.
Than with Mad Max, but I'm sticking with the Jaws theme, and I'm thinking Jaws 3D. That's my worst practical effects.
The team that did Wild America also did this one, I
And
think.
they may have. I read that in an interview, Dennis Quaid referred to this movie as, I was in Jaws what?
That's funny.
That's how bad it was. And to show you how much I don't care about this movie is I didn't even realize that those are the two boys from Jaws. You know,
Oh,
Sean and
yeah.
Michael, that's them working at this water park. Anyway,
he didn't even care to talk about it now.
Yeah,
he won't
it's just
elaborate.
like, whatever.
no, they tried to use 3D a lot, and it just didn't work. Everything looks horrible. It's so bad.
It looks
So
Usually
yeah.
there should be stuff like, a 3D version of a movie and then a regular version of a movie. So, but this one there isn't. It's like all one. So whenever you see the Jaws, whenever you see
Jaws.
the Jaws shark,
Mr. Jaws.
Mr. and Mrs. Jaws.
Franklin Jaws.
Yeah.
Whenever you see the shark, it just it takes away from it being scary because it looks so bad and cheesy.
It looks like a cutout of a shark.
Yeah, like
It's
it looks
pasted on top of a pitcher of
It looks
water.
like South Park. It does. And they try to do things that they thought, oh, this, I could just picture them around their little writer's table going, oh, this is going to be great. When they kill the shark in the end, its jaws fly up and then come to the camera and then stop. Like that's supposed to be scary.
I'm saying they didn't know what they're doing.
No.
It was terrifying when I was 6.
It was. It still freaks me out because there's scenes where it shows inside the shark and chewing up people and everything, and it's just that still makes me sick. It's just that's so horrible.
But
Yeah. So the best and worst practical effect.
it roared though.
He roared in the Jaws of Revenge.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I don't know if he roars in this
That's
one.
when they took it up a notch.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Jaws of
It roars.
Revenge. It roars.
Like Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just like it.
No, you're going to
No,
hear
they
me roar.
hit him with something. They like, how like in the first one they had those barrels on them. They do something like that with some type of electrical charge. So whenever he flips it on, it pisses it off. So it jumps out of the water, and it's like how dolphins will stand up and then swim backwards. The shark does that,
Are you serious?
and they ran into it with the front of the boat. So any one of the last Jaws movies I could have picked because they're all horrible.
What garbage.
Yeah, and your boy Michael Caine's in that one too.
Michael Caine.
But no, I think the third one's worse. Just
For
the
the Jaws family.
There's
Just for the
always
3D.
people have those missteps in their career.
it'll bite somebody, and like in the first one, the leg falls down, and it's terrifying. Well, in this one is like some fake looking arm floating around. It's like
Not even
really?
falling down, just
No,
floating
it's just
around.
floating around.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. You ready?
It's horrible.
Would you rather watch Wild America, Jaws 3D, or Jaws the Revenge tonight? You gotta pick one. We're not really going to do it.
I haven't seen the other Jaws, only the first one.
But
So
just
who
from what you
knows?
hear about it.
You should live your life happy and just stick with the first one.
Roy Scheider, am I saying it right? He wanted out of his contract with Universal so bad that he made Jaws 2. He didn't want to make it,
Really?
but he wanted out, so he just did it to fulfill it.
Oh, wow. Poor bastard.
Yeah.
And that is the better of all the sequels.
Is it because do you
Yeah.
think it's because he didn't...
I think he just wanted to, do something else, and
You want to be chief?
no.
God. And I don't even think I've seen Jaws 2. I don't think I've seen any of them besides the first one. I remember seeing 3D
Then
for like a little bit because it was on TV.
Keep it
and
that way.
I don't know
Yeah, do
why I
like
watched all
Caitlin
of
and
it.
live your life happy.
Yeah, don't ruin it.
We should have Jaws. Well, during Shark Week, we'll have Jaws Week and just watch
Yeah.
all the Jaws.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think that's next week.
Shark
Week.
Yeah.
Didn't you see a thing at Best Buy where they had all the Jawses, or all the sequels of Jawses?
I believe so.
I think you
Or
pointed at
Barnes
me.
and Noble or something.
Somewhere. We were somewhere and she handed it. She's like, look, they got all the Jawses. And I was just like, I kind of want to do it just so that way we'll have
Yeah.
them. I'm surprised they haven't done a Jaws set.
Oh man.
All of them on Blu-ray. They're beautifully remastered 3D.
Yeah, you need
Right.
that beautifully remastered.
Good luck with that. Yeah, and even technical things like you mentioned in Wild America, like they had the shark swim backwards. Sharks don't swim backwards. So, just
And
dumb
standing
things.
up like that, I just picture like a shark smiling as
Yeah.
it backs up,
Hello,
like a
my
dolphin.
baby.
Like
Hello,
this.
my honey.
Like-
Hello, my right
There's
tongue.
a
Yeah.
shark.
Beautiful.
You know? It's ridiculous.
I feel
Like for real, like a dolphin.
yeah.
That's embarrassing.
My heart's on fire. They're gonna be like, what the hell is the Terminator in their podcast? Yeah. That's funny. Okay, if you had to watch one of these again right now. Because, I mean, ours aren't bad movies, but...
Yeah, I'd rewatch either of ours.
Yeah, true.
We did.
Okay,
Yeah.
you gotta watch his or hers.
I watched that one.
Yeah, you haven't seen it at all,
No,
right?
I've
you
seen
need
it
to
all.
watch it just to see,
Just to say you
what
did.
you
Yeah.
think.
You need to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. You know what? That's what we need to do. Because I'm very curious. You know, we sat through Street Trash. We've sat through
You
Saturday
always
the
throw that one
Saturday
out
the 14th.
I sat through Poltergeist 2015.
Okay, well, still, we've watched our bad
That
movie
was
quota.
pretty stinky.
It needs a new edition.
But not as bad.
It's about to have a new edition.
Oh, well, yeah. Terminator Genesis. Genesis. The silence. We're all just depressed now. I don't know what we did. But yeah, in the comment section, let me know any movie that you feel has a good practical effect, bad practical effect, what looks good still, what holds up, what doesn't. And give this video a thumbs up. And anything on the final parting words, guys? Alrighty then.
Keep it real.
Yeah, keep it real. Yeah, keep it real, bro.
Keep it practical.
But we'll be back in a few days, actually, because
Yeah.
we'll be seeing Terminator Genesis on Thursday now.
Yep.
So Thursday we'll see that, and we'll probably post the video or the podcast on Friday.
Woohoo!
And then, yeah, so you'll hear our opinions. So thank you guys for listening, and we will see you in about 4 days. Bye.
Bye.